Ho, ho, ho! Welcome to New Jump City, everybody, where we recap the week in American and Japanese sequential art. Happy holidays! And welcome to our special holiday-themed episode. I'm your host, Christian Espinal, and joining me through Discord, it is my partner in crime. It is Joshua Gangsta Time Cole.
Partner, but it should be called Gangsta Time.
What up, Chris?
Hey, buddy.
We getting off to a real merry start, man. I like that.
Yeah,
I wasn't
man.
expecting that.
I'm very excited. Also joining us is not Edgelord today because it is the holidays. He's got a lot of holiday cheer in his system. It is Edgelord Big News Brian.
You just called me Edgelord. What the heck?
Well, you still are. It doesn't make you any less. But you're just taking a break for today.
Still your title.
Yeah, it's still your title.
So
You know what I mean?
Specifying that that's not the case today.
To be fair, I still haven't done anything that could possibly give me the role of an Edgelord.
Okay.
So I think my appropriate title will always just be Big News Brian.
Brian, you're entitled to your opinion, and around the holidays, this time of year, I just think it's important to express a gratitude for each other and appreciation, and we'll get back to reality.
Yeah, we'll just drop this for now for your sake. But we got a fun show this week. We're doing just a straight up manga episode for you guys. For a Christmas gift for all of our weebs out there. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Let's get into plugs really quick. You could find me at the Chris Espinal on Twitter and Instagram. Joshua Cole, where can they find you?
At JD Cole on Instagram. Oh, I forgot the _37.
Yeah.
Y'all should know by now. Come on. Merry Christmas.
Brian, where can they find you?
You can find me at b.esp on Instagram and Twitter. And whenever I decide to stream, you can catch me at twitch.tv/itspunchline.
Nice. You can follow the show itself at New Jump City on Twitter and Instagram. If you have any comments, suggestions, anything you guys want to talk to us about, email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com or comment below. That would be super appreciated. I forgot to mention we have an RGC poll that's happening right now. It closes on Thursday, so if you guys want, you guys can keep going and keep voting, and I'll just leave this one up for the public eye because usually I take it down when the poll's done so I can announce it on the pod. But seeing as we're doing an early one, I'll leave it up and you guys can see what you guys voted, so you still have time to vote for your favorite.
So generous.
I'm a man of the people. What else? This threw me off. Oh, if you're listening on YouTube, we have a backlog of I want to say 80-something episodes that don't have a video version, a video companion to them. Check them out. Subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. I think we're on Pandora now. We're moving. We're shaking. We're moving. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, click the link in your description. It'll take you to our YouTube channel, and you can subscribe there, like the videos, comment, whatever you like. Let us know. It's very important for us to hear your voices and what you like about the show. So, yeah, I think that's it. Oh, follow our theme song guy. I don't think I've plugged him for like 3 episodes. Follow him at drum_foo. Very talented man. Made our theme song. Always appreciative of that. And without further ado, spoiler alerts ahead. It is time to randomize. My Hero Academia.
Oh my God, no way that we're starting with My Hero Academia today.
Yeah, we're coming with the heat. This is My Hero Academia, chapter 295, Tenacious.
Oh my God, this chapter was fucking bonkers.
Yeah. Last we left off, Mr. Compress gave his life for the team, for the squad. We learned a little bit about him, and we're getting a little bit more of the confrontation surrounding him there. We start off with Midoriya just waking up after blacking out from breaking all of his limbs. You know, what a pussy.
Yeah, if this was Bleach, he would just be like he would find some way to just float around like a fucking like pull some ass pull abilities.
No, Bleach characters don't give a shit if they lose an arm. Like Grimjaw lost his arm, and I was like, "Why'd you take my arm away?" You know.
Gosh darn it.
Well, to be fair, they're kind of like ghosts, aren't they? So like,
not hollows, right?
No, but Soul Reapers are ghosts, kind of.
Physical spirit.
Yeah, they still feel pain. I don't know. Who cares? This isn't the Bleach podcast. You know where you had. You should listen to our old podcast for our Bleach thoughts. I don't know if it's still out there.
Listen, I'm getting Bleach vibes from this next page, literally.
Honestly, next page we find out what the fourth user of One for All used, and it was Danger Sense. So Spidey Sense essentially he's got, and what happens when that activates is that basically the Bleach lines come down whenever shit gets serious, and also this little lightning bolt thing.
Yeah,
and also this little lightning bolt thing that's kind of cool. Well. That's pretty simple. I like that he's like kind of all these powers are reminiscent-esque of Spider-Man, and when like more powers than not kind of make up one Spider-Man except for Float, but for the most part. But yeah, he's got his Danger Sense now, and we cut back to Midoriya about to square off with Mr. Compress, and Mr. Compress has like a smile on his face as he's jumping towards death. It's real gruesome, but Lemillion's not having any of that shit. He just like full-blown tackles the shit out of him. Or does he punch him? I'm kind of unsure of what happens here.
It looks like he tackled him.
Yeah. Yeah, he gave him a big tackle. And then at that moment, Mr. Compress is like, huh? At least give me a moment to unleash my disembodied buttocks in your general direction. I'm like, okay.
Wow.
So yeah, he basically we go through like his process of thinking and how he thought about getting to this point, and this was all kind of just a diversion so that Spinner and Shigaraki he could buy time for Spinner to wake up Shigaraki and rouse him to make his move. And while he was doing this, he also snuck into the folds of Dabi into the folds of Spinner's scarf. But not only that, he also snuck him a very familiar piece of Shigaraki's old garb, and it turns out it's the old like disembodied hand of I guess his father. Spinner just like puts that on him, and then Shigaraki wakes up, and all through the world, like he just all of a sudden just unleashes basically Conqueror's Haki.
Ew, look at Spinner's hands.
Yeah,
he's lizard to the core.
Yeah.
Overreacting.
Lizard.
I mean, this crusty burnt hands is pretty dirty too, but I mean, ew, look at this guy.
Yeah.
Dinosaur hands, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's got to feel weird to have that dry skin.
I just didn't expect that. I just keep forgetting. Yeah.
Yeah, that he's a lizard man.
How do you do anything with those?
Yeah. I mean, it's like
all right.
You kind of
I'll
forget.
leave Spinner alone.
You kind of forget because like the dog, the piece of the police chief is like just a dog head with normal hands.
Yeah,
Spinner's a full lizard.
So I guess I kind of thought maybe he was just the lizard in the flashy places and human
like
in the
face.
places you need to be.
Yeah.
Who knows?
But yeah,
whatever. He's doing better than me right now. So
Shigaraki just like unleashes his power, and it turns out it's not really Shigaraki at all. As we hear the voice of All for One saying he has found himself some truly decent allies. So he's taken advantage of Shigaraki's kind of unconscious state to strengthen that symbiotic relationship of his. You even see like the facelessness of All for One underneath the hand. I gotta say, art's pretty cool. I do appreciate the amount of like detail that it took to get that.
Yeah.
So he's basically kind of teaching, I guess maybe like giving pointers to Spinner to pass down to Shigaraki later, but he's like explaining that the radio waves that he uses, like one of the quirks is the radio waves that can be used as signals to give Nomu very specific commands. So he basically commands the Nomu to pick them up and yeet it out of there.
Yeah.
Fucking Spinner's like, yo, Compress is down there, and Makia and Toga's out there too, and that's interesting, I guess. Like, he's left a solid amount of people behind. Makia's back there as well. And yeah, basically All For One's like, too bad. I mean, this is his fault for losing, essentially. And as he's getting away, all the other heroes try to sprint to get to him, but the Nomu seem to like bar everybody from showing up, except for Midoriya himself. Just leaps into action, and
using Froppy style.
Yeah, is he using it through the mouth? I didn't even peep that.
Yeah,
I didn't see Black Whip.
His arms are just swaying, right? Because they're like busted.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, man, it's so rough.
Yeah, and All For One shuts the door on this conflict because he's like, "Yes, worthless Izuku Midoriya. When this body is protected, we shall meet again." And then he blasts him away, leaving.
When I had my real controller, the actual controller that I use.
I'm gonna go home and pick up my controller, and then I will show you.
I will three-stock you.
Not this piece of shit Joy-Con.
You ready to get spiked?
And then Midoriya's like, "You shut your mouth when you're talking to me."
Yeah, basically.
Don't you ever use your mouth when you talk to me.
It's gross.
He's disgusted at every point.
Yeah.
So filthy Steve, man.
You bring me back my best friend, enemy.
Frenemy.
You know.
Frenemy boy.
Yeah, he's fit. I'll save my thoughts for the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's close. We're getting to the end. As Midoriya falls back, he starts to think of, like, even though Shigaraki has, like, killed so many of them and hurt countless others, at that moment...
He would never forgive him.
Well, no. At that moment, he remembers that time where they were in the one-for-all world, and he remembers Shigaraki's face, and he thinks, at that moment, the look on your face, you look like you needed saving. So, I guess we know where this is going now. At some point, Midoriya is probably going to turn Shigaraki good.
I don't think he's going to turn good, but
that's where the chapter
probably towards the end of the series, which will probably be in a few months.
I mean,
like I think Horikoshi is making it clear. Like he's made it clear that like his
he has
like
no
Shigaraki's
extending this series past any like enjoyable point.
No, what I was gonna say is that I think Shigaraki and like he made it clear that Shigaraki and Deku's ideals are completely different and they're like kind of set in stone, you know? I don't think even if Deku saved him that he's gonna change. Mm-hmm. He just wants to like he's gonna save him, of course, because that's what heroes do. That's what Deku's vision of a hero is. Mm-hmm. And that's pretty much what the new symbol of peace should have. That's what the mindset should be. Save anyone at any cost.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah, I feel that. I mean, you know, Horikoshi's got like many years to figure this out and to really think about where he wants to go with this series. And you know, I think it's oh shit. Brian, don't you do it.
Here comes the news!
This is New Jump City Action News with Big News Brian.
Hello there, New Jump citizens. Welcome to another episode, a holiday episode of that. We've been gifted great
a holiday
sauce.
Episode of that. I mean,
now, let's get into the thick of it. After this chapter was released for My Hero Academia, big chapter, Horikoshi put out a statement that seemed kind of vague. He spoke as though the end of My Hero Academia is within reach.
Whoa.
What are your thoughts, gentlemen?
Yeah. I mean, I never thought that this was going to be like a 999 chapter juggernaut that One Piece was, or even like the 700 chapter Goliath that Naruto was, or the 500 chapter that Bleach was. I mean, I don't know. It feels right. I mean, it's not in certain terms. We don't know when that exactly is. You know, these series. I feel like these guys say that a lot, but then at some point, it just goes on for 5 more years. And
Yeah.
I'll take it with a grain of salt.
Oh, go ahead.
So I noticed. All right. So I think we mentioned that Shonen Jump is taking a break next week, right? And I believe that Hirokoshi is going to take this break to utilize the time skip. And I think the next chapter we see is going to be like maybe 2 or 3 years from now. And they've already did all the training, and they're already at their maximum forms, and then it's the final fight.
I think there has to be some epilogue to what happened here. I don't think it's going to be like Midoriya falling into the distance, and then 2 years later.
I disagree respectfully.
You gotta watch the episode on YouTube to really see what what just happened right now. Josh shook his head with his entire body. He put his entire back into it.
It's a gradual thing.
Yeah, I respected it. I mean, with that much certainty.
You know what I think this is? I think this is just one of those mangaka debates that's been going on a lot recently.
Yeah.
Where they come in and they're like, oh yeah, my series is ending. Oh yeah, guys, get ready, my series is ending. And then they're just like, nah, bitch, we're actually just starting part 2.
Yeah.
Man.
You think they're pulling a Chainsaw Man?
Yeah, I think he's gonna pull a Chainsaw Man because My Hero Academia is just way too popular, and there's just way too many loose ends in this series right now. That's like if One Piece was ending in like within a couple months. That's literally impossible unless they really want to fuck it up.
No, yeah, it's not ending anytime soon. I think he just likes. I think he's saying that we're getting into final-ish territory. Because I think there's some stuff that has to happen before we get there.
Here's why I think it's gonna just spark a new series like Shippuden style thing, because it's My Hero Academia, right? So academia being probably like education, like, you know, the starting years or, you know, the more adolescent years. And then they'll start a new series that's
My
more
Hero Academia War.
No, like probably like My Hero like
World
or something. Like something that's more like in tune to an adult side of the story, right? Because you can't have it called My Hero Academia when they're fucking grown-ups running around actually doing shit, right? Like,
honestly, I could see them just like moving up a year. This is like their senior year. Because I mean, I don't know. I think a sequel series is highly doubtful. I do think that like maybe he's just moving on to a separate stage of the story, because it's not necessarily. I think Chainsaw Man is moving because like Chainsaw Man is like really pushing the boundaries as far as like what they can show in Shonen Jump. So they're like, all right, we can, if this is gonna get more extreme, we can move this over to maybe a place where children can't easily get to it. I don't see the same happening for My Hero. I think like maybe if there is a time skip, it'll probably be like a year and a half for when they're at the end of their senior year and all that stuff. But I don't know. I don't think it's going to be a time skip in 2 weeks either.
No, yeah, I'm exaggerating, man. I'm just.
But I do see it coming. Who knows? I mean, honestly,
it was the way this ended plus that news, and I was just like, "Oh, damn! Like, come on, man."
it feels final for sure, but it's
not
interesting.
You too.
It's interesting though.
What did you guys think of the chapter itself, though?
I did love this chapter.
It was cool.
Excuse me. Yeah, sorry. If you've been watching the podcast or listening to the podcast, you know that we've been on a weird up and down stint with My Hero Academia, and there have been times where I even feel like, are we being too harsh? But
and maybe I am sometimes.
Yeah, but I like how they ended, and that's very important. I think like a lot of arcs don't stick the landing, and I think My Hero Academia did really well in that department. And who knows, like it could come out that because I don't know what's gonna happen next. I don't know where they go from here. That's what's really cool about this arc.
That's what's really cool about My Hero Academia in general. Like My Hero Academia in general is really good at subverting expectations, but doing it in a way that's interesting and actually good, you know? Like there's so many series that try to throw twists and be like, I bet you didn't expect that to happen, and it's kind of lame. You're just like, well,
I think My
kind of would
Hero-
have preferred it if it were more stereotypical, honestly.
I think My Hero
But-
has had its share of doing that too. I will say that.
You know what was one of my I think the most recent one of my favorite arcs from My Hero Academia that was relatively recent was when Izuku fought against Mr. Criminal,
Gentle
Nice
criminal.
Gentle Criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to come
That
back.
was yeah. Oh, I hope so, man. I hope they kind of get back to that where they had a little situation within a little situation.
Yeah.
You know?
I feel that.
And that was like an hour broken down into like 3 chapters, maybe, or 4.
Yeah, that was a great little arc.
If he could just get back to pockets of the hat.
I honestly hope so. I honestly
That's all I
hope.
need to- yeah, it was dope, man. He was holding the beans and he was using his gloves and stuff. Like, son, it was.
Yeah, I genuinely feel like I hope they
It
don't.
wasn't being shoved in our face.
Yeah, they don't.
Take this, you like it. It's cool because that's what you want.
Yeah, I just hope they don't do. I hope they don't do it.
I want it, but I need to be spoon fed, bro. I'm a baby.
No, I agree.
There you go.
I hope they don't do a time skip. I hope they like kind of do a training arc, like actually let us see them improve and do all that stuff. Because for a show about school, there's very little school.
Yeah, but everybody hates the school section.
Well, that's-
of this
they
show
stink.
for some reason.
Well, everybody sucks dick.
yeah,
How
they
about
they
that?
stink.
They all suck dick. Don't listen to them hero
mean,
culture. Listen to the guys that's been bashing you.
That's why
and your number one defender as well.
That's like why sports like Haikyuu was so great, is that we got to see these little moments of increment, and like Naruto as well, to a degree. Like we like to see the growth, and that's very important. And I would hope we get a little bit more of that, especially since like they're probably going to accelerate teaching Midoriya all for one and trying to figure out what the other powers are now, because they can't fucking
meshing his new powers into, because that's what's going to be dope. He's smart. Man, I said all I got to say about My Hero.
Yeah, I do.
I have something to say actually.
Oh
So,
shit!
when it comes to the 4th quirk, this was actually like hinted at him unlocking it when Bakugo got injured. Because I was looking around and seeing what people thought about it, and there were people who were like, haha, I told you so. Apparently there was like a whole section of the community that was like, he just unlocked a new quirk. And everybody was talking shit to them. They're like, nah, you're fucking stupid. Shut the fuck up. You don't know
Damn,
shit.
STFUs also?
The community was at war over this theory. And apparently when Bakugo got hurt and Deku went into that crazy ass mode, this icon, the lightning bolt thing, showed up at that moment. So they're like,
Before
wait, you just
got hurt or after?
No, it was after. It was after when
It's a little late for the danger sense to become.
No, because it probably activated after
little,
that when he was turning to shoot at Deku.
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah.
So
Oh, he was about to get hit.
yeah, and it was
Okay.
after he
So,
talked mad shit about
getting
Bakugo.
hurt kind of like unlocked it, maybe.
Yeah.
And then that attack was it.
Mhm.
Wow. So I found out within the same month, I found out that 2 other characters had, what do you call that shit? The hockey, bro.
Oh, hockey.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, Sanji
Observation.
and Deku.
Yeah. Oh my god.
And Deku.
I think it's interesting
Yeah,
that this.
I did
that-
not see this coming.
I think it's wild that he unlocked 2 quirks in this one battle
You think it's wild?
within
Brian?
10 minutes. Like basically within
glad.
10 minutes.
I think he
I'm
was
glad I'm
already
not the
kind of
only one
training
there.
float, but he just hadn't mastered it yet. So I think he already had float going, but he just.
That's
like,
what the author said.
I saw it.
I
Like
didn't see any evidence of that.
there was that little moment where he was like training with
God,
Asui
it was
and.
Oh,
one
yeah, that's
page, bro.
true.
That was enough. You're gonna let him get away with that?
No, that makes sense because like I guess
Have some
that's-
dignity, Christian.
this conversation was like when he went to train with
I gotta be fair.
what's her name? Uraka
Mhm.
and Froppy in them. Like that was after their discussion about the past All for One heroes.
Yeah.
So All Might was probably like, all right, we could get you a head start on this shit, you know?
Yeah.
Like he probably didn't unlock it at that moment, but he was training his body for float essentially while working.
No, it checks out. When Chris said that, I know that the author did say, and if he says it, then it's fucking canon. It is. I just wish I would have seen it develop. That's all. I'm just salty about that.
Yeah.
But this isn't the end, so we're gonna see more
For sure.
and there's gonna be opportunity for it.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't do it, then he's gonna confirm crackhead or somebody killed him and stole his identity and he's doing the series.
Yeah.
Something's going on.
As far as Danger Sense goes, I didn't notice it, but I'm gonna take his word for it. Because I'm like, I just didn't see it. It's kind of like hard to see that little lightning bolt. So I'm like, I buy it.
Especially when it's late.
Yeah, it's hard. It was. I guess part of the reason why it wasn't so easy to notice was because it looks like an icon that you would use that mangaka would throw in like in intense moments or some shit
For
like
sure.
that, right?
Yeah.
But now we know that this is quirk specific, like icons.
Yeah.
So that's cool.
I like the quirk too. It's good that now all his quirks are just like smashy, smashy, smash. So that all of these have like a different utility to them. So I'm happy about that. But that was My Hero Academia. I guess it's my certified really good chapter of the week.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified.
I had to do it.
RGC.
I know you're disappointed, Josh, but I had to.
No, I'm not nodding my head at you. I'm nodding my head at myself because I'm not 100% sure.
I
But
mean,
it's
that's
not
fair.
this one.
I mean, I'm kind of like just because it made me think the most. It's very close this week, so I don't know. But in any case, ready to move on, boys?
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
It's time to randomize.
He said, "Is this ice? Dickhead, is it
Dickhead, is it
cold?"
cold?
Boruto.
Oh,
yeah.
Oh.
I told you guys.
RG side.
That's so mean. It wasn't even a bad chapter. This is Boruto chapter 50.
Can we get a Champus here? Drop Drizap real quick.
Yeah, this is Boruto chapter 53. That's reality. Written by Masashi Kishimoto. The artist is still here, just like, whoa, I didn't get fired.
Cool.
Kishimoto's like, no, you stay. I don't want to draw anymore.
Yeah, just no more legs.
I don't want to draw anymore.
No more color legs.
Yeah, I want you to draw from the waist
You
up
got it.
from here on out. No more. Last we left off, Naruto unleashed his ultimate form and still got his ass beat.
Yeah, it wasn't enough, guys.
You know, and Ishiki was at the
Use
end of
the eighth gate, and it wasn't enough, bro.
Yeah. Ishiki was at the end of those ropes, so he just like, oh wait a minute, I can sense Kawaki now, and then he teleports him over here.
That's pretty slick, actually.
Yeah.
He hijacked his own chakra and sensed them. That was pretty savage.
Yeah.
Oh,
He,
he
Years ago.
actually hijacked Naruto's chakra because Naruto's chakra is linked with his arm. So he was just like,
Yeah.
come here,
Mhm.
bitch.
come here. Meanwhile,
That's pretty slick.
back at the hideout, this fucking is this guy's name Asado, right? I don't remember this.
The glasses
The
guy.
glasses guy.
Smoky
God,
glasses guy.
just call him at glasses guy. I
Yeah,
don't
glasses
remember
guy is like, well, we're fucked. We lost. That's it. GG. Game over, guys. Damn. I didn't think he would do that. And then we cut back over to the dimension where Kawaki's like, oh, man. He just wants to implant me with a new fucking karma. This is bad. And Ishiki's like, yo, I'm glad I found you. It was a close call. I can't believe these failures managed to drive me into such a corner. And Naruto's just like, run, Kawaki! And then he crunches his belly. And Kawaki, it turns him back to regular Naruto. So I'm like, I guess he's not going to die here?
I'm not sure. This whole mode is very vague already,
Mhm.
so we don't know what the ramifications are of it just yet.
Yeah. So
But
yeah.
it looks like Naruto's out. He's done for.
Oh yeah, he's out of the game. Kawaki rushes Ishiki, I guess. Oh no, he tries to run away, but Ishiki goes like, "Where are you going?" And he just like he grabs him by the neck, but it turns out it's not Ishiki. It's actually Sasuke using his magic eyes. And yeah, Kawaki gets to run away some more. He's like, Kawaki, pick up that smoke bomb and throw it at your feet because we're still ninja. And Kawaki does the smoke screen. And he's like, whatever. You can't trick the Byakugan with this smoke screen.
Byakugan, activate. Shout out to
Byakugan
to the abridged series.
Dude, that was so long ago.
YouTube 2010.
Yeah. The good old days. So he tries the Byakugan, but it doesn't work because apparently these smoke bombs are made out of a mineral dust that obstructs...
Miracle, you said it right.
Yeah, I mean, it is a miracle dust that obstructs clairvoyant powers.
I mean, science, right?
Why are you nerfing the Byakugan even more than it's already been nerfed?
Well, it's on a dude that's literally stronger than both Naruto and Sasuke combined right now. So.
Come on, don't punish the Byakugan for that.
Yeah, we didn't punish fucking the Sharingan when Madara and when fucking Obito and all these fucking people came up.
To be fair, it is pretty hard to nerf the fucking Sharingan, dude. The only way to nerf the Sharingan is when it just stops working and IT can't fix it, you know?
Yeah, you kind of have to beat yourself with the...
You gotta get a new one, like...
Yeah, you gotta be like the Chiefs. The fucking...
With precision.
The Sharingan is the Chiefs of eye powers. It's gotta beat itself in order to be defeated. So, yeah, he gets tight because this mineral thing doesn't work with his Byakugan, and he's like, my eye power stinks! And he floats in the air and just yells at the top of his lungs, Kawaki! As if that's gonna... He's like, Kawaki's like, oh, I didn't know you were serious. I'm back. So, yeah, he's just going, and Naruto's like, nice! On his deathbed, Naruto's like, nice. Get away. So yeah, Ishiki's like, all right, if you want to be that way, Kawaki. He just like zooms all the way down to Naruto and knees him in the stomach as he lands. And Naruto's like, ow! And I guess the chakra loss is so great that it just like pops off Kawaki's arm. And basically Ishiki's like, I'm holding Naruto hostage, so if you don't show with yourself within 20 seconds, I'll rip his chest open and kill him. Oh my god.
That sounded really good.
Yeah, he is. I mean, honestly, Ishiki's like on his deathbed, essentially. He's like, I got 5 minutes, or I will do anything. Yeah, so, and Sasuke's just on the floor like, damn it, you bastard. He's got his Rinnegan on and it's not doing anything, which, cap, that's the strongest eye power of all.
It really is. I don't understand.
But these guys are on a different level, like these Otsuki, dude.
These Otsutsuki can't see through dust clouds.
Huh?
They can't see through dust clouds. It's not a different level.
Not dust clouds. Specific minerals created to disrupt clairvoyancy, all right?
Okay.
Nah, bro. All right, I still got beef with this situation, but anyway.
Yeah, Kawaki.
I want you to progress a little bit.
Kawaki has a flashback to when he was trying to hide from Ishiki before, and Ishiki just found him. So he's like, he always
so now
finds
I'm gonna beat you with this sage stick.
Get me a switch. Get me a sage
like,
switch.
Whoa, that's weird. I actually do feel bad for.
Yeah, Kawaki in this moment stinks. It stinks to be. It stinks to be him.
Like, I don't think he's emo. I think he's truly traumatized.
Yeah, he's literally abused, and
I guess Sasuke was traumatized too. I gave him a hard time.
Yeah, we all did, honestly. In retrospect, we really did go hard on Sasuke. He did.
The Uchiha line is very sad.
He had a really fucked up childhood, and he's from a long line of people who had fucked up childhoods. But basically, he keeps getting flashbacks about that time, but also comparatively the time where Naruto took him in and said, basically, you're my son now. You're my boy. And at that point, Kawaki decides to nut up and confront Ishiki. He stands there defiantly as Ishiki just charges for him. Kawaki answers with a fire jutsu, but it doesn't work. And Kawaki's like, ninjutsu? Bah! And he just tackles him to the ground. And he just starts, like, roasting him as he's like trying to implant him with another karma. He's like, you think you're a ninja now? With your smoke bombs and your fire out of your mouth? You think you're big boy? And Yeah, Kawaki's like the seventh said I would be good at it, so I'm a ninja now, and he's like, "Ha! And to what end? Thanks to that right hand he gave you, I found you. So bully on you." And that's when he starts implanting him with the karma, and he's like, "I've won! Kawaki has fully got my karma, and I'm gonna live." So he starts to crumble, and he's like, "Looks like my life is running out. I'll give you credit for pushing me this far, despite being a lesser species." And then the fucking this fucking was pretty cool. He looks down, and the karma starts to smoke away from Kawaki's skin, and he's like, "Wait, what? What's happening? That shouldn't be happening." And Kawaki says something truly cold. He goes over to he's like, "Mind telling us how much longer you can cling to your existence? Seconds?" And I'm like, "Ooh." Cold. And Ishiki's like, "What did you do?" as he's crumbling beneath him. And then he falls to his knees. He looks up, and Ishiki has used the Shadow Clone Jutsu.
Bang bang. Very clever.
Pretty cool moment. I'll give him that. I didn't see that coming.
It is cool at first.
Ooh.
It's initially cool.
Well, it was cool to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, he just starts to talk down like, "Yeah, bitch, I won.
Yeah, he talks him real spicy, man.
Why don't you get your sage stick and beat me with it again, huh? Oh, you can't because you're turning into dust." And then he just leaps on him. He does like a Mario jump on him and crushes him.
Goomba stomps him.
Yeah, he Goomba stomps him. And Ishiki evaporates into that mineral that obstructs Byakugan vision.
Dude, I fucking love...
Essentially says, "You good? You good now?"
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I fucking love that Naruto, that Boruto has been taking elements from Naruto that we all loved, like, and bringing it back. Like not just beating people, but like outsmarting them to an extent too. Like this didn't end with a whole fucking giant Biju fucking mech battle or some shit. It ended with
it could have.
A good brain solution, good thinking stuff. Like, it was cool.
Yeah, big brain Kawaki for the win, I guess. Josh, do you want to say your thing?
This is my issue, right? I thought that was a really cool play from Kawaki, and definitely a play that this dude wasn't expecting, right? Because he didn't even know he could use ninjutsu. He was surprised by that.
Mm-hmm.
My issue is, bro, you have the Renegon, and you have some other Sage Power Eye, whatever that is going on in his other eye. Like, son, you could sense people. Bro, there were people that could see through clones without the eye powers. You know what I'm saying? But definitely with the Byakugan, bro. Like, there's no way. Wasn't that one of the features that he was able to see through Naruto's clones?
Yeah.
Remember Neji fought Naruto, and he was like, "Yeah, I know where you're at."
Yeah. I mean, it's weird that he doesn't just have the Byakugan on at all times. It is weird that
it was just the fact that he was able to get caught up.
Here's what I say. I say
that was kind of silly.
I say there's a limit to what he can do now. Like if he had that on at all times during this moment, maybe he would shorten how much time he has left in his body. So he's only using it for specific situations. So
that's the case.
Once Kawaki showed up, he was like, "All right, I don't need this shit anymore." He turns it off and he comes after him.
I mean, that's true. He was kind of on a time limit, and you can kind of just assume that the more power he uses, the more energy, like the more of his lifespan just gets depleted. Yeah, I mean, I'll buy it. I did like the moment. I think it was just like a good character moment for Kawaki. It was pretty great.
Essentially, Kawaki just got lucky that this guy was running out of time, because he definitely would have saw that shit if he had comfortable amount of time,
Yeah, I mean, this was a very exciting chapter. Good thing nothing else of note happened. Am I right, guys?
Yeah, nothing else happens for the rest of
the
this
day
chapter.
is saved. Everybody gathers around Naruto, and they're like, Naruto, are you okay? And he's like, I guess. And, everybody's like, day is saved. Oh, yeah, until Boruto comes in and straight up just dives a kunai knife into Sasuke's fucking eyeball.
His Renegon, to be more exact.
Yeah, directly in, like, just jammed
Whatever,
in.
I wasn't doing anything anyway.
Yeah.
Except for literally everything. It's the eye that he uses the most.
Is that
out
the
of
teleportation
any of
eye?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's pretty rough.
Doesn't he do that with this? Doesn't he? Oh no, that was Kakashi that did
That's
space time
Kakashi's.
ninjutsu with the.
Well,
okay.
Sasuke has it in both eyes.
All right.
He has
No,
it in
Well,
he
both-
only
you know
has
what,
it in
Brian? It
one.
was
The
so-
other one is a Sharingan.
You sure?
It's so stupid.
Yeah, the other one is a.
It was still
it's
a funny joke, Brian. You can't change your logic. Can't change that.
Well, in any case,
like,
Boruto's turned to heel, and Sasuke's like, my special eyes. This is pretty much my whole character, man. Why'd you do it?
Utterly useless.
I'm half the man. I only have one eyeball now. And everybody's shocked. And it turns out Boruto has been fully possessed by Momoshiki, and is like, I never thought that you'd actually defeat Ishiki. But good. Now you're the only nuisances left. Man. I didn't expect that heel turn. But I guess like I kind of forgot that Boruto woke up in the last chapter, like peeping. He's like,
Yeah.
I want to see how this turns out. But wow, yeah, I didn't see it coming. I thought this was a pretty good issue, pretty good chapter. Very Naruto-esque in all honesty, and
Yeah, it was cool. It was fun. I'm looking forward to what happens next month.
yeah, for sure. This is the last Boruto chapter of the year, so it was a pretty good send-off to bring us into 2021. Excited to see what's next. Y'all ready to randomize?
Yeah, there was a point in time I was just destroying this shit for the sake of it. You know what I'm saying? To pass the time because I wanted to say nothing else about it. But no, it's earned a lot more respect.
I mean, I'll tell you this: it was worth destroying for a little while. I mean, you
Oh
can't.
yeah. Oh yeah.
We weren't
I just
bugging.
can't.
Just
I
like
just
Dragon
can't-
Ball Super is every time.
I just can't believe that the Renengon is actually gone. Like I
yeah.
just can't believe it because that eye is so important that it literally changes so much for this series.
What if
like,
it's
Yeah,
not
that
gone?
was so lame for Sasuke not seeing that. I understand that these. Oh man, they fight against these guys. You know what I'm saying? This shouldn't be new.
Yeah.
How the
But
fuck you got crept
this-
up on and you got eye jutsu? That annoys me, man.
This puts a lot more importance onto karma itself because karma is going to be the only way that they can keep up with Otsuki now because the Renengon was their method of getting intel on these guys, you know.
Yeah.
So that's a huge blow, and it's off of Sasuke of all people, the second strongest dude in the world.
It's kind of weird though. Like, how many people can have karma at this point? You know, like there are only two of these Osatsuki guys, and one of them's dead forever.
Yeah. Now Boruto's the only one left with it.
Yeah. I mean, I actually don't know where this is gonna go, so that's at least interesting to a degree.
You know what I'll say though? I'm just so glad that this whole karma thing isn't like the Biju or whatever. Like not having like a tailed beast in you that you can work with and shit, right?
Mhm.
These are fucking evil people.
Like a virus.
They do
Yeah,
not
yeah,
give
you know,
a
cold
fuck.
blooded.
They're not here to be your friend. They're not here to negotiate terms. They're here to fucking do what they want, and
Mhm.
that's it. Like, there's nothing redeemable about these guys, and that's what's cool is that it's in Boruto too.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. But in any case, that was Boruto, and now it's time to randomize.
Rocket to punch!
Jujutsu Kaisen. This is Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 133, the Shibuya Incident, part 50. Last we left off, Itadori beat the shit out of Mahito, and they came across Geto at the end of it all. We start this chapter like a half hour earlier as we actually see the moment where tend for Todo to get into Shibuya, and he's looking around at like the what's going on right now, and it seems he notices that Suguro Geto has already left with the prison realm. So they got to move on, and his mission has personally changed from retrieving Gojo to saving their allies and whittling down the enemy forces. He's primarily worried about Itadori, so he's going to find him. We then cut over to the Panda Man as he's looking for Kusakabe. He's just been under rubble this entire time, and they kind of discuss what's happening. That like, yo, what the fuck, man? Sukuna did this. Itadori did this. What the fuck? And then Panda Man's like, no, that was Sukuna. He's like, yeah, through Itadori's body. So at this point, even if
he's in his bag about that.
Yeah, if Gojo disappears, then no matter what punishment Itadori receives, I won't join Itadori's side. I agree that Yuji Itadori should get the death penalty. We can then cut over to Malaysia, where one of the Jujutsu Master folks is just in a hotel room, and she basically is like on the phone with somebody and tells them to sell all Japanese stock and Tokyo real estate, because I guess she's expecting for shit to get real sour over there. So it's weird. Is she playing like both sides in a way, like just kind of this anti-hero-esque character that's not really on anybody's side, or is on the winning side? Who knows? I
don't remember her at all.
She's one of the masters. I remember her vaguely. She has like this weird semi-incestuous relationship with her brother, kind of, sort of. It's awkward. I don't think they actually do anything, but they have this weird relationship that I don't care for. It is weird.
Is that her brother in the bed?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah. It's very weird. But anyway, we then cut back to Shibuya, where one of the brothers, one of these cursed brothers, is just chilling. I thought they killed him. Did he escape?
I don't know. Wow, I literally forgot.
Man, my memory is bad. It's either my memory is bad or Jujutsu Kaisen goes really fast also. But yeah, he's like, Yuji Itadori, what are you? I have to know. And what am I? And finally...
A cursed spirit, nigga.
Duh.
The fuck?
Yeah. We then cut back to the present, where Mahito and Itadori are running up on Gedo. And Gedo's like, shall I save you? And Itadori's like, man, fuck this. He's going to go after Gedo to get Gojo back. And he goes off, Geto goes off about this, about how in the mid-Edo period, people would connect catfish with earthquakes. They
like
believe,
wish cash.
Yeah. They believe that a giant catfish moving underground was causing the earthquakes. And right at that moment, a giant catfish mouth opens up beneath Itadori, and he seemingly falls into it, but he really just kind of falls over. In reality, I guess that's just like what this weird cursed technique is.
It's a genjutsu.
Yeah, he's got
Mahito stole Sasuke's Renengan.
Yeah, he looks like an Uchiha, honestly. So he's basically like, he explains that the strength of a cursed spirit manipulation lies in the great number of moves at my disposal. So he basically wields like multiple curses of semi-grade 1 and higher, and may release more when opponents solve curse techniques and overcome them. But, he doesn't have time for that. So he's just going to mash him and just like spam all these cursed techniques. Yeah, he really takes Itadori down. It's kind of wild, like how quickly Itadori is all bloody and beaten. But Itadori's still up, and Geto's like, wow, you are tough, huh? Then Mahito tries something. He tries to get right there. He tries to touch him. I don't know why he would even try that. I thought they were, I guess, on the same side.
Yeah, right. That was weird. I don't know. Does Mahito try to attack Geto?
Yeah, I don't know.
That's what I was confused about.
Yeah, I was a little confused as well, but he just like, fuck it, I'm just going to take his body or some shit.
I guess Mahito knew that this guy wasn't here to help.
Maybe.
Like
He's like-
Mahito has been around this guy's company for a long time, and he knows when people are disposable.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I've read enough Bleach to know that when people like him show up, it's no good for me. So Geto just dodges easily, and then does he put him in one of these prisons like that Geto's in? Is that what he does? Because he like slorps him.
Gojo's in?
Yeah, he slorps him into
It's
one
not
of
the
these things.
same thing. I think he just turned him into.
He just turned.
Transfigured
Oh.
him.
Yeah, I guess he can because he's like that's his power is that he controls cursed techniques, right? So
Yeah.
and Mahito himself is one of these things. So
He just transfigured him into a flesh ball.
man,
Jeez.
so he just holds Mahito up and is like, "Shall we continue? Let us discuss the world to come."
Yeah, he's about to talk his shit next chapter. Let us know what the grand plan is,
Yeah, for sure.
and then ask him once again, "Will you join me?"
Yeah, join me.
Actually, no, he didn't ask him before. He asked somebody else to join him.
Wasn't it
Gojo, what? Right?
No, I don't think it was Gojo. I think it was
One of the students.
the Fushi. What's his name? The guy with
Megumi.
the wolves.
Megumi.
Yeah,
Oh,
Megumi. I think.
Fushigoro.
I'm not sure.
Essentially. Yeah, I mean, well, whatever. I gotta reread Jujutsu Kaisen. I've only read it once, so I'm gonna give it another read eventually. But man, this was a good, like, weird in between chapter. I didn't expect it to be like this kind of break-esque type of deal, but I wonder what's gonna happen next because I think this is for sure.
Oh, okay. I remember who that girl is. She was the one I was talking to Geto that time. Before he, all right. There was like a flashback episode about Geto, right? Before he had went to that town and went and snapped, right? He had spoke to her and she gave him the idea in his head that like the world might be better off if everybody was just a jujutsu sorcerer
Mm-hmm.
and they kill off the rest of the humans since humans are just regular humans are what create curse spirits. And it was a pretty wild fucking concept, definitely had some logic to it, but incredibly inhumane.
Yeah,
And that shit resonated with him, man. So
Really got
she's a mischievous one. You're right. I guess I'm just letting you know we're on the same page with that.
cool.
I do remember who she is now.
It's good to know.
Motorcycle girl. Cool.
Yeah, I mean, great chapter. It's gonna be. I think like there's gonna be more to talk about next chapter. I do think we're reaching the end of this arc, so maybe in like a couple chapters or so, we're gonna be at the end here. I wonder if we're gonna get Gojo back. I don't know where it's going from here. I couldn't tell you. But hey, guys, you guys want to?
All these manga have been so fucking good.
Yeah, this was a great week.
Yeah.
In all honesty,
It's a good week.
we say that every now and then. Like I think last week was also a pretty good week, but this was a lot of
Nothing
cool
pulled
shit.
punches this week. Nothing.
I wouldn't say nothing. We'll get to it. But it's time to randomize. Black Clover.
Oh,
This is Black Clover, chapter 276, Boreas. I think that's how you're supposed to pronounce it. Last we left off, the Magic Knights were about to square up against the other, against the Dark Triad. I think they had like 2 or 3 to a Dark Triad member. And this chapter, we're focusing on Yuno against Zenin. Yuno and this fucking other captain who I like a lot and I can't remember his name. Why? But he's the spatial mage, the brother of Finral.
Langris.
Thank you so much. It's also a cool name. I like Langris.
Yeah, right. He's a cool character too.
I'll say this: like a lot of Black Clover characters have pretty cool names. I like Finral and I like Langris. It's good names. But
I like how the bone guy is just like, you didn't die?
What?
Like, huge question mark, because he looked at it like, I smoked y'all, nigga. It didn't even occur to him that there was any chance somebody could have survived. That's what that was. He's so arrogant.
Yeah, your boss
He's
used
that
his
shocked. He can't believe it.
Your boss used his super special trees, and I still raffle stomped all of you at the same time. Weren't you the number 1 guild, and I just beat the shit out of you mercilessly?
Easily.
Yeah. Yuno is still tight. He's like, "Ooh, I've been waiting for this," and he just immediately pops off with this air spell. And he's like, "I know that his abilities are absolute defense. His bones just move at an overwhelming hardness and regeneration speed, keeps most physical attacks from getting through." Finral starts doing his space thing. He uses this Archangel's Crash, which is absolute space, in which he uses spatial magic to take using spatial magic, he takes full control of the mana within that space. He even interferes with blocks and mana in his opponent's spells. And Zenon just looks at him.
Much.
Yeah, Zenon just looks at him as like, man, if I didn't exist, you'd probably be the GOAT in terms of spatial magic. But I am here.
Yeah. Oh wow.
Yeah. So is this like this guy's magic? Zenon, when he does like spatial magic, spatial mana domination.
Yeah, he uses cubes.
Yeah, he's like, I could do cubes too. You're not the only cube space mage out here.
No, Langris had the.
He had the regular portals. I thought he had. Like,
So it's easy to see like what the differences. So he's basically outclassing his spatial magic.
Yeah,
and I guess that's kind of how it works. Whoever has the stronger one, it's just gonna cancel the other one out. Or
pretty much
control it.
But Yuno's like, you know
Makes
what?
sense.
I'm gonna stop playing around. Let's go, Belle. And then the little pixie lady that gives his full power pops out and is like, nobody does that to us and gets away with it. Yuno and I are taking you out. And we finally get Yuno's new form with his crown completely formed, the spirit of Boreas. And Zenon is still just like, what is this pressure and that spell form? Even so, in this space, they can't wield any power. And then Yuno declares himself that the man who's going to be the Wizard King, and his power just disintegrates the bones that Zenon sends after him. And Zenon's like, damn, I never seen that before. Has he taken control over it with even greater power? No, he's simply beloved by mana.
And the only reason this doesn't annoy me is because that has always been the case.
Yeah.
Literally since the very first chapter. Even if it was a joke, like as a gag, like it makes sense. He's like, no, I'm just that cool, bro. And I'm gonna negate whatever your cornball shit is going on, and you gotta deal with that, bro.
Yeah, I'm just so cool I'm just so cool that this world's energy just loves me.
Man, it's clearly biased towards me. There's nothing you can do about that.
Which, now that I think about it,
you're an asshole.
Now that I think about it, it's a pretty good parallel, or like whatever, the opposite of a parallel to what Asta is. Whereas Asta doesn't have any magic at all, and is loved by the magic. Yuno's like, you talked all that shit, huh? That how we'll die without taking taking a single step. Was that what you said? And then he just Then he just blasts Zenon right in the fucking chest. And Yuno says, you were talking to the wrong guy. And,
oh man, he's so petty, man. He does not like to lose.
Wow.
He's worse than Asta, man.
I'll say this, I did grow a little bit of a respect for Yuno. I like that he's got this weird, like, competitive, not like sore loser edge to him. That it's not just that he's trying to avenge his comrades. That he's like, yo, I don't like to lose.
It's personal too. Like, nobody ever did me dirty like that. Nobody.
Yeah, he's Michael Jordan.
Nobody.
After Zenon came into his house and blasted his friends apart, he's looking down at the iPad. Is like, I took that personally.
I gotta watch the rest of that shit, man.
It's a great documentary.
Because he keeps saying it. I know, because I heard him say it a few times already. I know he doesn't stop.
Yeah, that documentary is just about how Michael Jordan is a low-key sociopath who's just like, you beat me in Connect 4. I then became the greatest Connect 4 player to ever exist. Just to hurt your feelings.
Because I wouldn't let you have that one win. Over me. That's who I am.
Yeah, great documentary. I
Yeah,
recommend
you
The
know.
Last Dance. But in any case, Black Clover, fun chapter. I mean, talking about it with you guys made me realize what I liked about it. I do. For a long time, I've had kind of this stereotypical opinion of Yuno that he's like, oh, he's the Sasuke of this universe, but Sasuke never really
I've
had.
shared that a little bit.
Yeah, but Sasuke never had this type of an edge to him where he's just like, I don't like being outshined by anybody. I want to be the Wizard King.
It was cool. It's like
Yeah.
a slight vulnerability.
Yeah.
Little, I like it.
I like it too.
I'm too cool for this shit. Yeah.
Yeah. Fun chapter. Oh, by the way, Black Clover, while the audience poll RGC is not completely done yet, Black Clover is winning by a pretty huge margin. So I think
Whoa.
not a huge margin, but almost.
Jesus.
Unless you
It was
guys
my
go,
number 2.
I'll say this: like Black Clover, last I checked, it's got 30-something% of the vote, while the other, like 2 other manga share 20-something% of the vote, and one has about 17. So far, you guys can still vote for it and let your voice be known. The poll at the time of this video's release is still going, so please go over to our Twitter, vote for your favorite manga. If Black Clover happens to not be a favorite, vote for Black Clover. Give it a landslide victory. It kind of deserves it. I know Boruto is very close behind it, and One Piece, and those were the 2 that were like close. But in any case, that was a good worthy chapter of an audience RGC. I'm not gonna give it to it yet. I can't do it. Not in all fairness. But in any case, that's all.
Stop the count.
Stop the count. My own brain was going stop the count right now. I was about to call it before all the votes were in, but in any case, it is time to randomize. Dr. Stone. This is Dr. Stone chapter 179, Bonds on the High Wire. Last we left off, the kids made it to the top of the Andes range, where now they had to figure out a way to get down. And Senku is like, well, we'll just make a ropeway. And in the meantime, the Zenos folks fixed the biplane and are now heading straight towards them. We start off with like having to jump over to the other side of this weird canyon thing. Kohaku just blasts her way up.
Off of rubber tires, but still, like, come on.
Like a Smash character almost.
And then she tries to say, like, oh, didn't I show y'all in one of the earlier chapters that I'm so athletic? And it's like, that just still wasn't believable. Thanks for reminding me. Yeah, that was dumb. Like,
that was like,
no way.
That was 30 feet. She's got a 30-foot vertical. It's crazy.
She rocketed off of those tires. Right. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Prove me wrong in the comments. Go ahead, guys.
I mean, if you're a scientist out there and you want to break this down, I'm down.
Please do. I am no physicist, so
I mean, it'd be that way.
go ahead and call me a dummy, but until then, not buying it. Unacceptable, but it is what it is.
This is very much the author's style, though. It was the same in Eye Shield, where like, really Monta made that catch. It was like,
Sure.
Oh yeah, Senna stopped time with his run. Come on. Oh, you didn't get that far yet. Never mind. Never mind. I said that. Sorry.
It's fine. I thought it was an exaggeration. I didn't know that he did. I didn't know he was gonna get that far.
It's actually like
I'm looking forward to it.
It's actually a simile like it's an effect of what he really did that it feels like he stopped time, but you'll see eventually. So after Kohaku makes her jump up to the top of this thing, Ukyo shoots her arrow at her, and she just grabs it up there. It's this weird.
She catches that shit with her shield.
Yeah.
That's not easy.
Yeah, no, not at all.
I guess he just has to have good aim. That's probably more so his aim.
Yeah. So basically, they use the string as a landline of sorts. But after a while, they figured out they start building the ropeway, and they just do it. It's a very simple ropeway. It's not like these towers that you see in ski lifts and stuff like that. And now Senku tries to think about the exact load that this thing can bear. And he says, roughly speaking, the limit is about 160 kilograms. I'm not sure how much that changes over to what we use. Brian, you want to Google what 160 kilograms is? Because I'm a fool.
160 kilograms.
How much pounds is that?
It's a pound. 352 pounds.
Well, yeah, they know each other's weights, so now they can just kind of figure out. That's a lot of. They weighed each other, so they know basically how much they can, who can go with who on the lift. But Kohaku brings up the issue that they have to go in pairs basically because of how the thing is built, and they have to be careful with who they pair Zeno with, because if at the end of the day, if Suika and Zeno are left behind, then he could just escape her because she's a little girl.
She can't stop him from getting away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, they just got to figure out exactly who they're gonna leave him with. Meanwhile, Hyoga and Zeno are talking some shit together. He's like, I believe deep down we're very much alike, Zeno. Why not join me and build a kingdom of chosen ones? The two of us.
No, I think that's a hypothetical.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's saying that could be the case if they leave them or allow them to go on the lift together. So they want to kind of try to avoid that too.
Yeah.
We're getting to a really fun part, actually.
Yeah.
Oh no, it happens already. It happens. All right. Did we pass the part where he talks about the puzzle with the chicken and the fox and the corn?
Yeah. No, I didn't talk about that part. You want to talk about it?
Well, I only want to say that I actually did do it and I figured it out myself.
So go for it.
Did you guys try?
No, I have no idea.
Well, I mean, so tell me if you guys ever heard this one before, because it is I remember hearing of this. So it says, okay. So this is the river crossing brain teaser. You're a traveler who needs to cross a river, but the boat can only carry you plus one piece of cargo. And you have three things with you, right? You have a fox, a chicken, and a corn.
A corn.
Right? Now, you can only bring one thing on the boat with you to the other side, but there's some caveats. You can't leave the fox and the chicken alone, right? You can't, let's say you bring the corn over, you can't leave the fox and chicken because the fox will eat the chicken, right? You can't leave if you bring the fox for, you know what I'm saying, and you leave the chicken with the corn, it's going to eat the corn. So you have to figure out a way of how to bring them all three, and essentially it's a matter of going back and forth. And just because you take them to one side doesn't mean you can't take one back. You know what I'm saying? So I would break it down, but I don't know. I guess it's not that
Break
serious.
it down. I actually don't know. I don't know what this would be.
So all right, this is the trick. You bring the chicken over first, right? So now you got the corn and the fox. Fox is not going to bother the corn. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now you leave the chicken on the other side, and you go and grab
the corn.
The corn. Okay. So yeah, you go back. Now you grab the corn and bring it over. Now you don't leave the chicken there. You put the chicken back in your boat and leave the corn on the other side. Bring the chicken back. Leave the chicken. Bring the fox on the boat. Bring the fox over. Whoa. Now you have the fox with the corn, and then you go back and get the chicken. And there you go. You brought them all over. You made a few trips.
Oh shit!
Yeah, man. I actually had to go on paper. I was like, I'm gonna figure this shit out because I know you guys probably did already, or maybe I heard of it and I wanted to impress somebody.
I mean, I'm impressed.
Impress myself.
I'm impressed, and that's pretty cool.
It was cool.
Yeah.
But this situation wasn't nearly as complex. I mean, it really came down to a matter of weights. And they had to just make a sacrifice anyway, right?
Yeah. So essentially they let Hyoga and Zeno go together.
Yeah.
And it works out. Suika even falls to the ground. Oh, it falls off of the ropeway, Kohaku pulls a pretty sick move to go save her, and grabs her up, and she's climbing. And this whole time, she's just been sus about Hyoga. It's like, this motherfucker's gonna betray us. I know it.
Like, oh man, he's gonna just there's nobody up there basically that can stand up to him.
Yeah.
I guess Tsukasa can't because he got shot in the arm or something. That
Yeah,
what happened?
Tsukasa? He's not there on the other side though, no?
Oh, he's not. You're right.
Yeah, it's pretty much all the weak characters
right.
that can't fight. So yeah, basically she's like, if Hyoga wanted to, he could betray us with no risk to himself. And I can't fight while I'm holding Suika. So it looks like he's gonna betray her, but he actually takes Kohaku's hand and pulls her up. And everybody's like, yeah! Chelsea's like, consider me a Hyoga fan. It's a sweet little moment. And at the end of it all, Tsukasa and Senku arrive.
Tsukasa is there.
No, because he goes with I think he goes with Senku.
No, I'm saying that Tsukasa is with the group. He's not back. He's with them. Did we misunderstand each other?
Yeah.
Were you not? Okay. We both knew this already. Okay.
No. I'm confused what you're trying to. I think.
No, Tsukasa is there with them on the voyage, like on this voyage.
No, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Him.
Oh no. I'm saying that Tsukasa arrives with Senku on. I think he goes on the ropeway with him. Right. Yeah. So they arrive, and the two dawns, and all that's left is to cross the mountains, and we end the 2-page spread and of the Amazonian rainforest as the characters are arrived, and they're like, yeah, we did it, we made it, and now we can easily hide from the biplane because they can't see us from the rainforest essentially. So good for the Kingdom of Science. This was a pretty fun chapter.
I really like this chapter. I thought this was a really nice setup chapter, a nice refresher to kind of show you where everyone's at. Kind of like they rehashed the relationships and stuff. I think we're going to see a lot of development within this group while they're in the forest. I think there's going to be a lot of interesting things that happen. Mm-hmm. They're probably going to show us some stuff happening on the other side as well.
Yeah.
With in Corn City. So
yeah,
this is the first time in a really long time I'm looking forward to next few Dr. Stone chapters. We'll see how they handle it. I'm not going to put too many expectations, but
what's funny about?
I don't know. It doesn't seem. I have no idea how this is going to go. Whereas I feel like it's been real predictable, or rather, not too spectacular in how they go about things.
Yeah. What I liked about this chapter is that it was kind of like a very good character driven chapter. I feel like all these characters run the risk of being defined by what they do. And this was one where I was like, okay, everybody's got their cool, their voice across, and everybody sounds kind of different. And it's not just an exposition dump of science necessarily. Toning down the simplicity of what they had to do kind of gave way for a lot of just character moments and cool little shots of them on the ropeway and appreciating science for what it is. I liked it. Very good Dr. Stone chapter. You guys ready to move on?
Yes, sir.
It's time to randomize.
Bad bitch from Tokyo.
One Piece.
One Piece.
RGC.
Certified RGC. Certified RGC. Certified RGC.
This is One Piece, chapter 999. Ooh,
yeah, man.
It's been a long journey. Man, this is the sake I brewed to drink with you. And we start off with the flashback that we were hinted at last chapter with Ace arriving on Onigashima to face off against Kaido. But the only problem is Kaido wasn't there, and neither were any of his officers, except for Yamato herself. At that point, she wasn't calling herself Odin, which is interesting. And she's basically protecting the island, even though she doesn't really have an obligation to do so. She doesn't want to be there, but she's just kind of doing it. But apparently Ace had already gone through his entire arc on this island, and Yamato was kind of the last stop, as he's defeated a ton of characters on this island. And he rescued a bunch of abducted children. I guess from Wano, it's looking like. Because judging by the garb.
Yeah.
And
I'm guessing this is like the Punk Hazard thing, but like this was Punk Hazard before Punk Hazard. Like this is where he was doing his experiments and everything, and he's like, "Oh well, this is too easily accessible. Let's do Punk Hazard."
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's a good point. I didn't think of that because I keep forgetting that Punk Hazard was like a Kaido thing. But in any case, he's like, he looks down at the chains on Yamato's wrist and he's like, it doesn't make sense that someone this powerful isn't the captain. I want to settle this. And they continue their battle. And, you know, they're having this like conversation. It's like, you can't choose your father, Yamato. So you hate your old man that much? Then forget about the cuffs. Why do you let him chain your heart too? I'm like, oh, Ace, so wise. We miss you. And Yamato's like, what? And she's the first one to actually destroy the statue. And is like, yo, I don't fucking let him do anything to me. I wish I could leave too. I want to sail out to sea and go to adventures. Go on adventures. And yeah, she wants to live as free as Odin did. And that's when Ace delivers his like fire fist to melt the statue slightly. And he's like, that's the spirit, Yamato. And they have this moment where they have like a big Straw Hat-esque party with the people. End of arc party, I guess. Where he's drinking with Yamato. And essentially Yamato vows that if she ever gets these chains off, she's going to go out to sea as well. And she starts like, you know, going off about the guy she's heard of. She's like, yo, I hear guys tearing things up on the other seas. You know, there's Kid in the south, and there's Law in the north, and Beg in the west. And Ace ends this flashback basically by saying that, yeah, but the toughest of all of them won't be setting sail for a few years yet. My little brother. And I'm like, Ace. And he's like, trust me, he's going to be massive. Oh, man, I love the little faith that he has. He's like, my little bro, he's going to come out here. And, yeah, basically, Yamato, we cut back to the present as Yamato's like, the truth is, I broke the dragon statue first, but then he broke it, and he said, this is a warning to Kaido until the next time I show up here. And apparently Kaido would never meet Ace at the end of the day. And that's when Momonosuke is like, wait, father? He's like, oh yeah, Kaido's my dad. And he's like, what? It's a funny moment. And we, at the same time, concurrently, as Yamato continues to tell him about Ace, and he's like, why are you telling us about this guy? And she says, Ace died 2 years ago. And he says, oh, I didn't know that. And yeah, you see, he was ... And again, concurrently at the same exact time, Nami is talking to Otama about Ace. And Otama's like, yeah, he just kind of ripped the Band-Aid off and told me he was dead without any tact or class. You know, it was fucked up. He should have been nicer about it. And Nami says, you know, Otama, that event was very painful for Luffy as well. And we drift off back to the performance floor as Marco is getting ready to fly Zoro up to the roof to face off against Kaido and Big Mom. Marco easily dispatches with some of the Kaido, the Beast Pirates, essentially. And we then get a little Marco flashback of the time where Ace is like, yo, we should fuck up Kaido. And Whitebeard's like, no. Why do you keep doing this? Why do you keep going after people who are way stronger than you? And Blackbeard's there too. Like, he shows up in these flashbacks, and I'm like, you snake in the grass. Snake motherfucker.
Snake in the grass ass.
You know, he's like, don't be conceited. You think you can vanquish the man that Kozuki Odin could not? And at that point, that's when Isho and Marco has been like, yo, you know, if Whitebeard ever says yes to you going, let us know. We'll gladly show up there. And Ace ends by saying, in that case, I bet we could win already. And what's your basis for suggesting that, they leave off on? As Marco is remembering this, tears stream down his eyes. It's a sad little moment for him, I guess. that after all these years, that when Ace wanted to go, he finally makes it onto the island alone. But that's when fucking both Queen and King emerge and block Marco's way. And Queen has like a cannon in his mouth, in his weird bronchial mouth. And he starts shooting Marco, which I don't think affects him because Marco's got like the special Phoenix ability.
I didn't know he was a Paramecia.
Who?
I mean, not Paramecia, a Logia. I didn't know Marco was a Logia.
Does he count as a Logia?
Because the bullets just went right through him.
I think it's just that
no.
I think that's just a property of the Phoenix.
Yeah.
One. I think it's just that beast.
Yeah, I guess they're the ancient
it is
types.
Owen, though.
They're the ancient
They already
types,
got,
like Kaido's men, and there's also the mystical types like Marco, who can just tap into these extra like supernatural abilities, even for devil fruits. So I don't know if it's like necessarily Logia or that more than he has like an extremely rare Zoan fruit or extremely powerful Zoan fruit. But yeah, he's just chilling after getting shot like 3 times, blasted straight through.
He got clapped up.
You know, and he's like, chilling. We then cut back to Nami and Yamato both revealing to both kids that Luffy was Ace's brother the entire time. And basically, Yamato dropped some pretty ominous stuff or foreboding stuff where she was basically like, you're the ones who brought Luffy to Wano, right? Isn't it crazy out of all of the pirates in the sea, you happened to meet him and brought him to this country? And Yamato considers it as an act of faith, after all. Act of fate. After all, Luffy's name has the letter D in the middle. I wonder.
I hope they're actually gonna get into what that means.
Yeah,
like maybe she knows.
They've been talking about. They've been bringing this up ever since like the archipelago. How do you call that?
The archipelago. Even before.
Yeah.
Alabasta.
Archipelago. Yeah.
As far
And
as
they brought it up
yeah,
again too with Law looking for answers on what it means as well.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, you know, there's always like the post whatever arc of every One Piece where we just get so much information dropped on us, and it has to be this point. There are too many people on this island that probably know what the Will of D is before we actually start to. We have to know at this point. So
not to mention that there's a lot of them that are on this island.
Yeah, for sure. There's Law. There's Luffy. Kid isn't. Kid doesn't have a D in the middle of his name.
Well, actually, maybe it's just Law and Luffy. I don't know. If
yeah, I think it
else,
is
actually.
Law and Luffy, pretty much. I mean, we'll see. Who knows? But
unless Zoro just randomly gets.
My name is Roronoa D. Zoro. In any case, we cut to the top of Onigashima. Both Prometheus and what's the cloud's name? I forget this.
Zeus.
Oh, Zeus. Yeah, they're just both charging up their powers, which is wild because now like they're gonna be full strength when Luffy and Zoro get up there, and they're just talking. You know, where like Big Mom just pops up and is like, "Hey, you could kill as many of the Straw Hats you want, but leave Nico Robin alive." And Kaido's like, "What? Your fucking daughter, your 3-eyed daughter, can't read the ancient writing?" And Big Mom doesn't know. Big Mom's like, I can't wait around for her powers to activate if they're gonna fucking.
Yeah, she doesn't know that it. Yeah, that it did activate already, right?
Yeah, so you know we need Nico
What's
Robin.
her power? She could see into the future with her eye or something like that.
We don't know. She's from like she's from like probably a dead race that like of 3-eyed folks that I guess one of their eyes can probably read the poneglyphs to a degree, or read anything or see the truth. I don't know. I feel that was brought up for a reason, and we're probably gonna get more on that later. But in any case, basically, she's like, "Where are you gonna put this island down?" And Kaido's like, "On Wano, the flower capital." And man, Big Mom is like, "Ma, aren't they having a fucking festival down there? That's gonna be a lot of deaths." Kaido's like, "I don't care."
Yeah. Whoa. It'll make a nice capital if he drinks it. Sake.
And it's funny, like I guess Kaido doesn't have his road poneglyph because she asks him, "Is your road poneglyph there?" And Kaido's like, "It's too early to be showing your hand, no." Then we get this incredibly interesting piece of information where Big Mom is like, hey, don't insult me. That I still think of you like a little brother. On the day that rocks fell into ruin at God Valley, I gave you that legendary model of the fish fruit.
Yo, that is really funny because do you know what I thought about immediately when she said that?
What?
Gyarados?
Magikarp. Yes.
I mean,
I was like, yeah.
This is the first time his devil fruit has actually been name dropped.
Yeah.
it's interesting.
Now we know its name.
Is it the fish fruit though? That's crazy.
Yeah, I looked it up, and people have already dubbed it as his devil fruit. So
Yeah.
it's probably like a mythical sea monster, like
The Loch
fruit
Ness
or
monster.
something.
He's not even. But that's funny because how can he fly if he's?
Because
if
of
it's a
the
fish
the
fruit?
clouds. Because of the clouds. That's the only reason he flies.
Yeah, but it's still a dragon. 'Cause fish can't do that.
Well, it's a mythical fruit, right? So it has different properties from like
Brian,
what a
look up
normal...
if there are any water dragons in Japanese folklore. I feel like I'm doing.
It's called the Uo no Mi.
What does that mean?
Hold on.
That's fish fruit.
Fish fruit. Yeah, that's what it is in Japanese. Let me see.
But yeah, I mean, the chapter basically ends there where they're like, let's not talk about it there. Oda still wants to talk about it later. If anything, we'll talk about it after we get it. The One Piece, that is. That's where the chapter ends. Boy, oh boy. I mean,
I like how they both how they brought the One Piece back up again. How like
yeah, they're just yelling it at us.
That's still something that's important.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
And that's very much that they wanted. Like that, whatever they've been doing, it's all been moving towards getting that One Piece. Meanwhile, Luffy just said, "Let me get some guys together and go get this shit."
Yeah.
These niggas been working at it for years.
Yeah, since they were in their
Luffy
20s.
got the motherfucking nerve, man.
Yeah.
These young guys. That's why they don't like them. They got such
Like,
an
you think you could
attitude.
walk into my crib? You think you could walk into my new world and just get the One Piece at 19 years old, Luffy? It's kind of wild. Man, I really like this chapter a lot.
Yeah, it was really dope.
It's a lot of
It
information.
gave us a lot of insight into one of Oda's signature setup chapters.
Mm-hmm. I can't wait for 1,000, man.
Bro, King and Queen there in the 2-page spread was really dope because I wasn't really taking Queen super serious, but now I am. I'm like, okay, that's a big ass fucking dinosaur, and animals are super strong in One Piece. They're not just goofy.
Yeah.
They're like the more prestigious animal you are, you are the fucking man.
Yeah, and King is a pterodon, but he's a pterodon that's on fire. Like, his dinosaur is constantly
Is that what's
on fire.
going on?
Yeah.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I'm like, what the fuck is that?
It looks like a jet. Like, it's really cool.
Yeah, very metal.
His design in general.
Oh man,
Like, it doesn't look goofy. Like, I thought it would be lame, but it's not.
Yeah, I wonder what they're gonna do for it. I would expect that he's gonna do an extra
You
chapter.
know what's gonna cut them in half and push up?
That
to
arc
Kaido.
ends next chapter in 2021.
Yeah.
He just cuts both of them in half.
Yeah, so y'all niggas thought I was here to play? Come on.
Yeah, I love that. Like, it may not have been
Bring me
intentional,
Blackbeard.
but I love that 999 is the last chapter of this year.
Yeah, that's so dope.
Actually,
we get to start a brand new year.
You're
with
wondering what's gonna happen next, huh? Well, I have some news.
it. Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
Here
God damn
comes
it.
the news.
I thought he forgot about it. Son of a bitch.
Hello, new Jump citizens. I bet you weren't expecting me so early.
Too big news,
I'm
Brian
here
says
with
alone.
another Christmas miracle.
okay.
After
right.
Jump Fiesta 2021, Ichiro Oda had some very nice words for several series, including Kimetsu no Yaiba, saying that it was something that brought a lot of joy to everybody during this rough year. And while he's talking about how chapter 1000 is going to go about, he mentioned that it's already manuscripted and he's already turned it in and it's ready to be released. And also the newest volume is also going to be releasing next year as well.
Mm-hmm.
But he threw this little tad bit in. He sat down and he was like, I'm going to drop a fucking bomb on you bitches. He said, well, you know, since I'm keeping you keeping you waiting until the next year, here's a little hint of what's about to happen. That red-haired guy is on the move.
What does that mean?
Ooh.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Oh shit!
Yeah, it wasn't a sarcastic ooh either. That was actually pretty crazy.
Is he gonna pop up on Wano and just make this the craziest arc in all of One Piece?
All right, and just say, hey,
This
guys,
isn't the end
you
yet.
lost. That's it.
What's
Blackbeard is on the move. Apparently, Shanks is on the move somewhere.
well? Last we lost.
Two of the emperors are on Wano right now. And then the unofficial fifth emperor is there as well.
Luffy.
I'll say this.
Yeah.
I mean, last time we saw Shanks, he was at the Reverie, and he was talking to these fucking guys. The top.
Gorosei.
Yeah, the
Yeah, he
Gorosei,
was.
and then he was just like, "Yo, I gotta talk to you about a pirate." And then immediately after, these Gorosei went to the fucking Emu and were like, "Who do we have? What race do we have to destroy now in order to?" You remember that? What is happening? Is Shanks secretly a bad guy? What's going on?
Wait, they were deciding to destroy an entire race of people?
Emu, when they went to the Emu, if you remember, it was like in one of the Reverie chapters. Emu sits in the great chair and they're like, they need to prepare another great cleansing. And we know that they like slaughtered a whole people 800 years ago in the Void Century. So
They're probably going to go after Fishmen.
I think it's actually the Alabastans because I know that Emu has a beef with them. Like, it could be them. It could be Fishman because, I mean, I don't know. There's
It's set to be destroyed, Fishman Island, right?
Yeah, Fishman
In the
Island
future?
is set to be destroyed in the future by Luffy. But I know that Emu also does not like Alabasta because they're the only
And it
ones.
doesn't help that they're asking questions.
Yeah, they're the only ones from the Celestial Dragons that decided not to be a Celestial Dragon back in the day and just run their country. So, man, so much lore in One Piece.
Yeah,
well,
there is.
apparently
I can't
Shanks
fucking
is
wait.
on the move. We don't know where, but he's on the move
Shanks
somewhere.
Is on the move.
I mean,
Red hair,
here's the
one
deal.
arm.
I don't think he's going to
GG.
show up on Wano. I think it's just overload at that point. And
I think he's gonna just pop up somewhere eventually. So I think the next thing that happens is gonna be involved with him.
for sure.
I mean, it's been long enough, and what else do you do after this, right?
Mm-hmm. I mean, there's still Blackbeard left. There's still so much left in One Piece.
Blackbeard is also on the move doing something. He's out to acquire something we don't know yet.
I think he recruited Moria. So
Yeah, but he also said, it's my time to go get what's mine, you know?
yeah, it's
He
interesting.
said something along those lines. We don't know what he did after that, but
Yeah. 1,000 chapters almost of this series, and there's just still so much that has to get done, and there's still so much of the lore that needs to be answered for. One Piece
One
is a
Piece
hell of a
next year is
series.
looking so bright, dude.
And I don't know how many people would listen to this show that don't read One Piece, but man, you're missing out, and it may be a bit of a task to do now that we're reaching 1K chapters. It's pretty wild, but I recommend the series with all my heart and soul. It's so amazing.
Yeah.
But
Second that.
yeah, that was 999. Can't wait for 1,000. You guys ready to randomize?
Yes, sir.
It's time to randomize. Dragon Ball Super.
Oh shit. Honestly, I completely forgot about this chapter.
Are you serious?
I
Whoa.
read it. I read it. I
Okay,
just
okay,
completely
okay.
forgot about it. Like,
Well, you ain't alone.
Well, you know, it's one of those kind of chapters anyway.
Yeah, it's a closing of the arc thing. The day is saved. They beat Moro, and everybody's
Big
like,
feast.
And I was like, yay,
Thank God, we're done with this fucking arc.
Goku won. Yay, Goku won. Like, he didn't just put us all in danger in the first place. It's like, this wasn't all his fault.
I'm gonna let that go.
Don't worry, I won't. At some point, I will say some things about this moral arc. Everybody's like, that was pretty cool. We did it. And Vegeta's like, where did that final massive burst of power come from? And Goku's like, I don't know. Maybe there's still someone else amazing on this earth. And we then cut to said amazing person on this earth. It's Oob talking with his counterpart, the former Majin Buu, the current, I guess, one of the Supreme Kais of sorts. And yeah, you did it. You saved the day, kid. I'm a bounce now. And then he teleports. And Oob is just left in his village like, whoa, that shit was crazy. He arrives.
I'm glad that this series is like, it's not doing him like GT, like he's just some guy.
I'm
like,
sorry,
Oob
Goku.
actually has some like, he has a lot more significance in this series without even being prominent yet.
Yeah. But in any case, the Kai arrives back on the lookout, and then he transforms back to Buu, because if there's anything that Dragon Ball likes, it's the status quo. So he just transforms back into Buu, and he's back to dumb old Buu. And Hercule's like, Buu, you're alive. He
also lost a chin.
Did he?
His chin is gone now.
Oh, yeah.
When he was the Kai, he had a chin.
Yeah.
And then when he turned back to Buu, he has no chin.
Yeah.
Also, his earrings disappeared. I don't know where they went. But
Earrings?
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of vague as to why this happens, or if this is like an on-purpose thing where the Kai is like, I'm just gonna hide for now. But Buu has no memory of being the Kai, so in his mind, he's just never left the lookout. But in any case, everybody's happy. They're having a feast, and everything is okay. And they manage to resurrect all of the worlds that Moro killed in his wake. They get a cool, huh?
I said nice, just like that.
Yeah,
I'd imagine it's super easy to find the Dragon Balls now.
yeah, it's not even a problem anymore. Remember, Dragon Ball was all about finding them, and now they're just like, we can find them tomorrow.
That thing that helps at the end.
We can find them in 5 minutes.
Basically.
Got it, and now I have all of them.
And there
it's been 5 seconds.
God forbid anybody else in this world wants to make a wish at that exact moment in time. Like, God forbid anybody else ever hears about these things and starts.
Can't they make a wish to like end like world hunger?
Shut up, Brian. Anyway. They get a cool Star Wars-esque award ceremony where everybody gets a medal for their valiant service. Apparently, Vegeta is Vegeta the Fourth. I didn't even know this about him.
I didn't know that either.
And I guess Jocko's last name is Jocko Terry Mary Menten Piboshi. All right, Toriyama. We get it. And they're like, yeah. And finally, the final award goes to Merus, also known as Merus Ikan no Noichiya Boshi.
Wow. He's not dead.
Oh man, I can't believe it.
Wow.
I'll say this.
That is such a good twist.
I'll say this, though. I was genuinely like, oh, they actually brought him back. I thought he was going to stay dead. I really thought that they were going to commit to this one because, like, Merus was barely a character before this. And now it's just like, Merus is back. And we cut to the wherever Zeno lives, to where Beerus and Whis have been called. And basically this big head angel guy was like, yeah, I pulled some strings and I was able to, when I eradicated Merus, it was only temporarily and I resurrected him as immortal. So now he's just a guy. He doesn't have any more of his reality warping angel powers. So you're welcome. And basically the punishment for this, like the trade-off, is that they have to kind of just wait on the Zenos from now on for a little while. Zeno's usual bodyguards are just chilling, having a mimosa in the hot tub while they're living in the hell that is taking care of these pieces of shit. I hate the Zenos so much. They're just
And
like
the sad part is that they're basically they're basically untouchable. There's nothing you can do about these pieces of shit.
yeah, they are the strongest things in this series, and Goku is not even trying to step to them. They're done. But
Yeah, like that's not even like, oh, I'll train to beat you one day. That's the one thing he understands that
yeah,
not happening.
basically.
Cool.
So yeah, the day is saved. All the things are back to normal, and at that moment, Goku and his friends' time in the Galactic Patrol is over. Or is it? We then cut to just Jocko living his regular life back at the Galactic Prison. Jocko is just, walking around in the prison, talking to the prisoners that escaped at first at the beginning of this arc. I'm trying to wait. Let me just see if I remember, because I'm a little bit. Oh yeah, one of these guys is like, we haven't forgotten that you killed our pals, and basically he's like, yeah, no, that was Moro who did that. No, he was like, that was Moro who did that.
No, I'm thinking like, who cares? Who are you, nigga? Like,
Who are you? Yeah. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, Moro literally ate 7-3. And the other alien guy is like, I said killed. You can't kill what's not even alive. And they're just like, destroyed? I don't know. I don't see what the difference that thing makes. And apparently we get it revealed that 7-3 was just another thing they stole. It's not a real person. At first he was empty, but as time went on, we filled him with data and turned him into a powerhouse. So I guess he's this weird clone thing. And speak of the devil, we cut back to that huge crater where they left him in, and he starts rebuilding himself. And 7-3 starts regenerating. And at that moment, his homeboys, or some kind of weird bandits, alien bandit folks, just pick up 7-3 in a jar, his head in a jar, and they fuck off before Jocko and the others, Galactic Patrol members, can find him. And they're like, and the Galactic Patrol is like so incompetent, they just go there, it's like, I can't find him. You want to go get cheese? And then they fuck off to go get cheese.
legit. Can't make this up.
Yeah. In any case, yeah, they go shopping too. A few months later, in the far-flung corner of the universe, this fucking fat alien dude named Goichi is just sitting on his ass, is like,
Basically Jabba the Hutt.
yeah, and they're like, oh, the data has been copied into the other units. And Dragon Ball's Jabba the Hutt goes, good, well done. And they're like, I never expected OG 7-3I to be powered up to this extent. This is gonna be sick. It's time for us to rule this universe. And at that moment, another ship approaches them, and it's this guy inside the ship talking to a guy named Oatmeal. And his name is this man's name is Granola. this space bandit man. And he basically goes in and
I didn't notice the granola one. I didn't notice the.
Did you not know? Did you seriously not know?
Nope, I didn't see that the first time. Wow.
Oatmeal and granola.
Wow. I seen oatmeal and I was just like,
all right.
whatever, maybe I'm reading this wrong, saying it. I'm not pronouncing it right.
Yeah, but there is Granola. And Granola breaks into this ship and starts shooting, breaking and kicking ass, taking names. He's got this cool eye thing.
Weird that people actually use guns in this series.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
It's
right.
almost
You
doesn't
could just
feel like
blast and blast.
Dragon Ball at all.
So yeah, this Dragon Ball Fat Jabba the Hutt guy is like, activate all the soldiers. Fuck it, we're gonna use just all of them. And Granolo's basically like, are those the ones? And no, none of them are the OG 73s that they want. So he just eradicates all of them with a blasty blast. I guess he doesn't need the gun after all. He just goes. Bah, 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 bah.
Yeah. The gun was just
That's kind of
a
cool
joke.
though.
Yeah.
Oh no, the gun is to immobilize the guards.
This
and
goes-
blast them with the killing. Okay.
So he finally gets to where he wants to be, and in the middle that is OG-73I, and I imagine that he's trying to take him for himself and whoever Oatmeal is, and that's where the chapter ends. I mean, I don't really know how to judge this last part until we get to what this means.
Yeah, this last part of the chapter, like I said before, it just felt like a completely different series just randomly tagged on to the end of the chapter.
Yeah, I don't hate it. I'm interested to see what this really means and how it'll inevitably get back to Earth and start fucking shit up there. But yeah, that was Dragon Ball Super. As for everything, this moral arc, I feel like we started covering it at a bad time, because I will say that I did like it when it started. And it sucks because like before we started doing this, I was talking to Josh. It's like, you know what? They're really trying with this arc, Josh. I think they're gonna make something different this time.
That's probably the reason I even go so hard. Because of that, and that's my fault.
Yeah, no, this
It's
is
an animal.
Yeah, no, it was my fault, honestly, because like it was good up top. It was very interesting, and it was cool to see Vegeta go to Yardrat and try to train and try to be different, and better, and get into it more than Goku did. And that would have been a cool way to set him apart from Goku, where Goku just kind of only learned instant transmission from them. But yeah, I mean, it was an alright chapter. It is just kind of a Dragon Ball chapter. If you've seen them, you've seen them all at this point.
You know what's interesting is that the writer for Dragon Ball said, Dragon Ball Super said that this was the best piece of work he's ever done, was this moral arc. And I'm like,
sorry, fam.
I don't even disagree with him. I feel like if I was to go back into Dragon Ball and read all the stuff that I watched as a kid, I would realize, damn, this is mediocre AF. And maybe this was when he was trying new things, kind of, sort of. So he felt like he could say that.
I still think Tournament of Power was better.
Sure. That's what I need to read. I need to read Tournament of Power with the different aliens and stuff, and Dark Goku and
Dark Goku?
yeah.
I've been
like
watching
Black
it,
Goku or
honestly.
something like that, and he was like an evil version of Goku.
That's the Goku Black. That's like the arc before Tournament of Power, I think.
Yeah, I just got to the Tournament of
he wasn't
Power.
a part of that?
I'm watching it.
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
That's a whole different arc.
All the way. Yeah, I'm all the way.
I mean, if you're gonna get into it at all, I would suggest you watch the Tournament of Power. I just watched the Tournament of Power. It's not that crazy.
The anime for Tournament of Power is probably the best way to experience it, because the manga does a lot of things that aren't as good as the anime did. You know?
No, I agree to that. I can understand that.
Yeah. But anyway, I guess that was Dragon Ball Super. You guys all set?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
sir.
All right. And that has been our show. Thank you guys so much for listening. Oh, this is a fun little episode. Little fun thing to do before the holidays. Next week, there will be no Jump. So it will probably be an exclusively American comic podcast. We'll catch up on what we missed this week, as well as pick up the stuff that, comes out next week. And if you have any questions, suggestions, anything you guys want to have us talk about during that gap period of Jump, email us at newjumpcitypod@gmail.com or comment below. You can find me at the Chris Aspinall, at jdcole_37, at b.esp. Follow Brian's Twitch stream at twitch.tv/it's punchline. Follow our theme song guy at drum_foo. Follow us on Twitter and Instagram at New Jump City. especially on Twitter, because we're still doing our next series lineup poll where you guys get to decide what series we cover to fill in the gap that Chainsaw Man left behind. And with that being said, subscribe to us on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube. Like, comment, review us. Give us a 5-star review. Share us with your friends if you like the show. Super important. But in any case, thank you guys so much again for listening. And happy holidays, New Jump citizens. Oh.
Happy Hanukkah, happy Kwanzaa, Merry Christmas.
All of the
All of
things. Every one of the things.
All of them. Happy Die Hard.